Hello everybody and welcome to lesson 4 of C# in Unity. So this lesson we are gonna work with gizmos and vectors. So what is a gizmo? Well, a gizmo is something that you can see in the editor but actually not in game. For example, this icon here of the camera is also a gizmo. You cannot see it in the game, but you can see it in the editor. As you can see, if you click here on gizmos, you can see all the gizmos that are shown. If I do not show the gizmo there, you will see it is not there anymore. If I put 3D gizmos, you will see it appears over here. You can make the size bigger and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna work with that. So, and we're gonna work with vectors. But first we will start with the gizmos. So what we want to achieve now is that we are going to draw a gizmo in our scene, and we will be able to change the color to a set or a given list of colors, and you can choose which color you want and it will become that color. We will have a checkbox that will determine if it's a wired square or a solid square, and it will always draw a line towards the direction the object is facing. So let's start with that, and we're gonna create an empty game object, and we're gonna put it at 0, 0, 0, just so that it is in front of the camera. Not that it really matters because the camera cannot see it, but just for the heck of, because we need to have a game object there. So we're gonna create a new C# script, and we are gonna call this one, let's call it draw gizmo. And we're gonna open it and mono develop. Yep. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna create the variables that we can choose. So we got a public or boolean, that's the checkbox, and we're gonna call it solid, and by default it's false. And then we're gonna make something that is determining the size. So we're gonna make a public float and we call it size. We're not gonna give that a function, a value, and we're gonna make an enum. An enum is actually a list you can choose, and to do that you create a public, and then you're gonna make it your own type. In this case we're gonna call it a rainbow. So the type will be rainbow. It does not exist, but we will create it ourselves, and the variable name is going to be rainbow2. So how do we create that? An enum in C# is created outside the class you're working in, so that's over here, and it's going to be a public class, and we call it enum, and it's going to be rainbow. So that will create a class, and as you can see the arrow disappeared here, and we're going to choose between red, blue and green. So now that we created it, this is like the little list you can choose from. So that's it for the variables, and now we're gonna actually draw the gizmos, and because we want it to be able to, when we change it, it needs to change on the gizmo immediately. We're gonna use the draw function of the gizmos for every update, and that is called onDraw gizmos. There we go. Okay. First we're gonna determine the color of the gizmo that needs to be drawn, and to do that we're gonna create a little switch or case, and that's gonna be if, and to call this it's rainbow equals rainbow dot red, and make sure this is a capital R, because as you can see it's capital R there too, and make sure this one is lowercase because it's the variable name, and that this one is actually the class name, so that's this one. So make sure that, otherwise you will get an error. So when our list is red, we're gonna say Gizmos dot color equals color, capital C, dot red with lowercase r. So that's for the red, but we have three options. So we're gonna create an else, and then immediately after that we're gonna put an if, because it is not just it's red or it's not red, it has multiple options. So we're gonna say again, if rainbow equals rainbow with capital R dot blue, then or Gizmos dot color is equal to color dot blue, lowercase, that's semicolon. And then again for the last one, else if rainbow equals rainbow dot green, then our Gizmos dot color equals color dot green. And you can actually create more of this. Let's see what is wrong here. Oh, sorry, that needs to be a single equal mark. So you can also create more of this for every kind of color that is in there, but make sure you also put it there, and be sure of the capitals or not. So yeah, that's it for the colors. Now we want actually to determine if the like to draw the square we're gonna make. So we're first gonna check if it's solid. So if solid, and this means if solid is true, then we're gonna make Gizmos dot draw square, and we need to give this one a position and a size. So our center will be the game object that we're creating, so there will be a transform dot position, and the size will be the or variable that we put over there, so size. And that's actually for this one, but then we got, because this is a boolean, it's true or false, so we can just say else. And if it's else, we're gonna make Gizmos dot draw wired square, and we're gonna say transform dot position and then size again. So actually we are already saying what the color should be, and then we're gonna draw actually the gizmo itself. So that means that if we would put that here, then our first draw would be the default one, and everything that's after that will become this one. But we wanted that the square that's drawn here will be the color which we choose in the same on draw gizmo. So that's why we do it in this order, and then we still want to draw the like the line that will determine the direction. So we're gonna do that after this, because we know what color it's gonna be. But for now I want the line to be just to be the old color. So that's gonna be here. Actually no, we're not gonna do that, because it will be like almost impossible to see because this will be updated every frame. So actually you will not be able to see it. When I click a new color, it will change so fast you won't even notice it. It's actually a waste of time. So we're gonna just say Gizmo dot draw array. And why are we gonna do a draw array? Because maybe if you were fast, you could see that it also gave the draw line. And why we do not use draw line is because for draw line you need to give a start position and the end position, and we do not have the end position. So we're just gonna say array, and then we can, if we use array, we just have to give the started position, which will be the transform.position, and then the direction. And the direction doesn't need to have an endpoint, it just points towards some place. So to say the direction of the object, we need to use the transform, so with a lowercase, there we go, and then we're gonna say transform direction. And as you can see, this one already gave a vector 3, which this one requires, but because this one is a direction, it doesn't know which direction we want it to return. So that for that we need to say vector 3 dot forward. So now it actually knows which direction it needs to return, which is the forward one. But we want it to be a little bit bigger, so we just say times 100. It means it will be 100 units long. And then we're going to end that one. So, and then we're going back to Unity, and we're going to put this on the game object we created here. Oh, what? Oh, I see. I forgot to change the name because I changed the name in the beginning. And then I clicked it away, so we need to make a draw Gizmo. So now it equals actually the file name. And then we're gonna back to Unity. Error is gone, and then we're gonna put this draw Gizmo on the game object here. As you can see, it already draw the line, and it is red because we got red selected. And if I put it on blue, it will become blue. And if it's green, it becomes green. And as you can see, it is not shown on the camera. Like I say, gizmos are not shown in the game because the camera just doesn't show them. But you can see them in the editor. So it's handy for debugging. For example, for maybe if you make a gun or something, like a laser sight, you know where the bullet should go, or is heading towards. So let's try the other options. Just call this Gizmo. So if we say it's, well, this one doesn't work obviously because the size is 0. So if we create and we make this, let's see, 3. You can see it's it draws a white square, and if we say it should be solid, it becomes solid. And when we draw this, you can see it is actually moving towards the position. And if I put it like this, blue is always the forward position, so that way you can check if it works or not. And if you messed up with the direction stuff, you can just use this Gizmo, and you know always that it is forward. So you can just, like if you are rotating, you still know which side is front side, back side, and stuff like that. So now that we know that this works, let's create the other script, and that will be a script that will move an object every time we click on it into a certain direction, and those direction can be up, down, left, right, forward, and backwards, and a random one is chosen every time. So we're gonna call this object mover, and as you can see, this says object mover because I didn't click that away before editing it. So let's go back to this one, and what we're gonna do here is we are gonna remove all those functions, because we do not want it to do anything at the start or every frame. We want it to do something when we click on it. And in my previous tutorial, I think I showed you guys how to do that, and that's with the void on mouse down. So every time we click on it in the game, it will do something. And to do, we want to make it a random. Need to choose something random. So we're gonna make use of a number for that, an integer, and there's gonna be a random dot range, and then 1 to 6, because we got 6 options, and this will do a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 6, which means that those two are also included. So let's start. Okay, so if number equals 1, then this object, which will be the transform, needs to translate, which means move, translate, sorry, what I did something wrong, oh sorry, I forgot a silly comma here. Transform, translate, there we go, and it's going to be vector 3, and a vector is actually nothing more than a line somewhere in space, and it's going to be the vector up is actually the same as you would say vector 3, and then I think it was 0, let's see, 1, 0, I think it was up. Yeah. So this one is X, Y, and Z. And X will be left and right. So -1 is left, but 1 is right. For the Y, 1 is up, -1 is down. But we can just say the same as in the direction with the gizmo, and it's up. And then we're gonna create another case, which will be else if number equals 2. And then we're gonna set, let's just copy that. And there we go. And we're gonna copy it another 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're gonna create this to 3. This one to 4. 5, and the last one 6, and then this one is going to be down, and then this one is going to be left, this one is going to be right, and this one is going to be forward and back. Let's save it. Let's see if I've got anything. Yeah, that's good. Okay. For this, we're gonna create a new game object. Oh wait, let's actually just put it on. No, we cannot put it on there. Sorry. Yeah, let's just create a new game object. I'm gonna put it at 0, 0, 0, and as you can see, it's there inside the gizmo, but because we cannot see it, the gizmo, we can just see it over there. So we got that one, and then we're gonna put our object mover on there, and we're gonna run the game. And every time we click on it, you can see it is moving. And it's out of my reach now. But as you can see, it's still it's moving there. Let's cheat a little bit, put it back down, and just keep clicking it. You can make like well, maybe a little game with this, which we can actually do that. So we're gonna use it for this one. and when there we go. And we're gonna call this object, sorry, we're just gonna call it game or something. We're gonna open that, and we're gonna call this game. So let's create a variable, public integer, and then score equals 0, like that. And then every time we click on it, no wait, let's just make this an update function. So it's gonna move around very fast, and then every time on mouse down we're gonna get a point. So we say score plus plus. So it just means that it's gonna move very fast, and every time we click on it we're gonna get a point. So let's just create let's make this a cube like that. Okay. Wait, let's just put it on 0, 0, 0, and we are gonna increase the field of view a little bit so that we can keep following it, but it will also become a lot smaller. I'm gonna put this one behind the camera there. So if we run this now, oh, I shipped. Okay, I forgot to quit the game there. No, that's a capsule. I want a cube. There we go. I'm gonna create that one a little bigger again. And square is gonna be behind us. The cube is gonna be on 0, 0, 0, and we're gonna put our game there. And then we can see our score over there. So we're gonna click that, and if we click on it, and it's gonna move very fast, and it's gone. Oh, 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 and I failed. So this is oh, I think I just found a new Flappy Bird. Let's put it a little bit closer for the first time. Imagine this on your touchscreen. Just a random thing that keeps moving away, and you need to be freaking fast to click it. Okay, I got 3 points here. So that's a little little game there. Just try to click it as fast as you can. Yeah, we can maybe make like an explosion of particle system around it, but we're not going to do that. This video is already almost 25 minutes, so that's going to be it. If you create this and you create something with it, maybe a little game or something, please let me know, make a video and post it in the comments, or send it to me, and yeah, maybe I will show it on YouTube. And if you learned something from it, please press that like button. If you want to see more and follow this, please subscribe to my channel. I got a lot of other tutorials and scripts for you to show. And yeah, I will see you the next time. Next lesson will be next week. To be exactly, it's let's say it's gonna be the 13th. So well, my clock is not correct. I need to change the battery of my computer on the motherboard because it's empty, so don't mind the wrong dates. But yeah, it's gonna be on the 13th, and that will be a new episode then. So thank you for watching, and please take care.